Okay, can I talk now? Okay. Well, I'm very happy to be here with you. I have good memories from Beersheba from tens of years before. Well, you know, we really want to open many centers all over Israel. Well, the wisdom of Kabbalah, as Baal HaSulam says, it has to be an approach for life. People simply have to live it to such an extent that they discover their lives to be even more spiritual and more connected to others. On the account of his relation with the environment changes people for all over the world, where everybody are connected and revealed between them the upper force that acts. They begin to feel how much the upper providence is in their feeling. And we have to come to it. This is life. That the spiritual world and our world, these two worlds are as one. This is what we have to do. These are simple things, and therefore Kabbalah has to reach the whole people, and everybody has to feel this strength of the Creator between us, who fulfills everything as written, and everybody will know me from kids to adults. To make it simple, like we now feel nature and ourselves. So, by improving our qualities, in correcting our ego, we will start feeling the spiritual nature, which is already here, but only we can't feel it. Therefore, we have to, as Baal HaSulam says, to open up places, centers, seminars, and to disseminate the wisdom of Kabbalah to the masses as much as we can. Therefore, I'm so happy to see here so many people. There are over 100 people here in Beersheba connected to that center, and in 2 weeks we will have here an event for almost 1,000 people. It's such a big local convention. This is something very important. And like Kabbalists explain, by doing so, then the whole light will be put from us to the nations of the world, and then we will feel how much they are coming closer to us and acknowledge what we have, and to switch their hatred into love, as we can see on all our friends from all the world. They are with us, and they're watching us, and they're hearing us even now. So let us unite even more and make it so that such centers, this center, will be truly a center for light for the whole world, and that we will be a light for the people of Israel and a light for the nations of the world. This is something we have to do. So basically, my teacher, Rabash, he started doing it. It was the first time in history when I brought him people from Tel Aviv. I gave a series of lectures in Tel Aviv in different places. And when I brought him young guys, so he started organizing groups, community. They got married, they had kids. Well, actually, he started, he put the foundation for what we are doing now. And therefore that place also has to be a place where people are coming to and having community activities for kids. We're trying to do it in our center as an example for others. We still have to work on it to find exactly the right way of how to do it. But you will see and you will hear all about it. We said that we want to open an internet channel for kids for all ages, so that our kids will always be able to find there something good for them and not to be connected to other places which are not that good. We need to try more to get into all kinds of activities. Holidays are coming closer from tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, we are starting to work on the newspaper for the holidays, so we will disseminate it together all over Israel, and we'll have great work to do. We want to open more Kabbalah centers and more courses for people, so that people will go through in a few months a short course, and they will have the basics, the understanding about the entire wisdom of Kabbalah. So that place, it has to be a living place. It has a great potential, especially that it is located in this huge area in Israel, the south. And I hope that we will also fill this great hall in 2 weeks from now. We'll be happy to work together to assist you. You can help us, and together we will advance and succeed. I really hope that through such activities, in general, in this whole activity that we're doing, you will see what will happen in 6 years from now. If we will advance like that, we will really bring the people of Israel to a completely different state, because it all depends on the upper light. And if we are engaged in the wisdom of Kabbalah, well, for the time being, we don't feel the light, because we're still missing the screen and the returning light. We're still missing the kli for its revelation, but we will feel the results of it. Our situation will become safer, life will become better, quieter, more balanced, with less problems at home and in our society, at work, with our kids, as if everything calms down. So this is what we're gonna feel. Unlike the rest of the places, here we will feel like an oasis, a special place in the world. It all depends on the light that we will draw through our mutual efforts. So I'm really happy that we have such places where our friends are gathering together, and this is how we're going to advance. I'm prepared to answer all your questions if you have any. So let's move on to your questions. Are there mics around? Yeah, please. You choose who's going to ask. But please stand up.
Hello, Rav. My name is Rachel. I study. I've taken already a third course. And according to what you said now, I have a question. How can I decrease matter and increase spirit? Because if I have to revive the wisdom of Kabbalah, I have to be in spirituality, in holiness.
Why is there this contradiction? I don't understand. The wisdom of Kabbalah forces us, well, especially men, to get married because they're more active in that. So it forces men to get married, to have families, to work, to make a living, and not live out of charity, to work like everyone else, to have a profession, and along with that, I'm talking about men, even men, and along with that, to engage in the wisdom of Kabbalah in their spare time. If I'm working for 8 hours a day and a few hours I'm busy and sleeping and more, so I have 2 hours left in a day. So this is the time when I can engage in Kabbalah, and that's enough. That is enough for us to advance. Because there is this thing of necessity, and necessity is nor condemned, neither praised. So first of all, we have to position ourselves in the right position and not to float in the air. Therefore, both Baal Sulam, Rabash, and all the Kabbalists during all the generation, they force their students to work.
You said that a few times. I've heard you say it a few times in lecture, but I'm asking about me, about myself, as a woman. How can I be in holiness instead of being in... to rise from matter to spirituality?
It all depends on your intention. The matter is the will to receive for myself, and sanctity is the will to receive for the sake of the others. That's the difference between sanctity and impurity. So I don't understand the definitions you are giving to sanctity and matter. Matter, it is in order to receive, and sanctity is in order to bestow.
It seems that everything I see also, I'm talking about me, not just in the group. Every time I see that I'm missing something in holiness.
I don't know what you're talking about. First of all, don't look at what happens on the outside. Look at yourself, only at yourself.
Yeah, I'm asking about myself. How can I do it?
It can be done only through the study and being involved in dissemination. That's it.
But regarding the study, I'm not obliged to study.
Who told you you're not?
If my husband would come study Kabbalah, I'd stay at home.
No, that's wrong. That's completely wrong. Where did you hear such a thing from? No. A woman has to help her husband in everything. Well, of course, first of all, he has to study, and he attains spirituality for his family. It is a customary in our world that the husband, he goes out to work and he makes the major living you need for your life, but it doesn't exclude the woman. I'm giving you an example what happened with me and the Rabash. He started writing articles, and women read his articles first, and he organized a women's group from our women. Well, take my wife, for instance. It was 30 years ago. She and other women of all the couples who studied there, their women gathered once a week, and they read an article together, or a weekly article.
Separately?
They did it separately.
If I come to Kabbalah campus and I study with men, is that called a study?
Of course, that's also a study. Well, I'm sorry. You don't understand what I'm saying. More questions, please. Yes. What's wrong with the mic? Yeah, we can hear you.
My name is Moshe, and I wanted to ask if you can maybe clarify regarding the special route of Beersheba, of the actual place that Avraham Avinu was here.
Well, the south is the quality of Avraham, chesed, mercy, giving. This is a place of wells. From here stems chesed, water, purity, sanctity, especially from here. From the north it is always gvura, and from the south it is always chesed. And therefore, we can feel it also in the people who live here or there. And as it is written, the north will be destroyed, and in the future, as if, well, from there, we are waiting for the Messiah from there. But it's not that something great is going to happen there. On the contrary, especially chesed, the quality of chesed is the first. Like Avraham, it's the father of the nation. That's the meaning of the name in Hebrew. He was discovered here. Therefore, I think that the people who live here, this population, the atmosphere that you have here, it's a warm, passionate atmosphere, and more simple, more closer atmosphere to a spiritual development. Of course, it's not Jerusalem. Well, we can really feel the difference. And therefore, I think that there's a little bit of a problem here. People perhaps don't quite understand what is the wisdom of Kabbalah or still resent it. But I think that we will break this breakage and this iron wall, as Baal HaSulam says. And people will understand, especially in the south, that this is the method of our existence, our good existence, our future existence. It's impossible in the global world with whatever is happening with nature, ecology, more waves of problems and suffering will come to us. Things we won't be able to cope with. And we won't be able to, and the only way to have the remedy before the blow is by studying the wisdom of Kabbalah. So I think that here the people of the South, they can give a good example. Of course, I don't expect much from Tel Aviv or Jerusalem to advance like I expect people from the South and from the North. These two edges, because they are more distant from the centers, being Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, it seems to me that they have a greater potential to grow. Therefore, we have to think together to make the calculation, to make a plan how to disseminate here. For a good, strong dissemination, and the holidays are before us, and this is a good time for dissemination, so that we will reach our great convention in November, so that people will come from the south, hundreds, even thousands and more of our friends. Well, I really hope so. Please, lady. Give her the mic. I can't hear you without a mic.
I want to ask about Reshimo. I know a man has a Reshimo. I wanted to know if a group has Reshimo. Does a group developing, does it have a Reshimo?
It's a very difficult question. Of course there is a Reshimo for a group like an organ in the body. There are parts, there are tissues, cells, all kinds of interconnections, and then there is something that is called an organ, which is already, it can be heart, lungs, liver, etc. And that is some kind of a mechanism, a part of a system, which is a system on its own. And it works according to its inner rules. And this is how it connects to the rest of the body and operates both internally, personally, and externally. Meaning, it can happen only if the group is already connected as one man with one heart. And, well, the Creator, He doesn't connect us by chance. Well, you can just call to people from the outside and they will come. If they will come according to the Reshimot. If they will connect here and stay here, it will be done only according to the Reshimot. Therefore, we say the entrance and the exits, it's all open. Well, you can come, you can go, and we mustn't interfere because everything is done according to the internal Reshimot. So on the one hand, we have to disseminate as much as we can so that everybody will know about it. On the other hand, everybody can come and go, because this is how eventually we come to the regime of the group as quickly as possible, or to being an organ of the general body in a subsystem of a greater system, and there is a regime for this, of course. But this is a very major reshimo. This is a very serious reshimo. Let's say like the group of Rabbi Shimon. There were such groups throughout history. Well, today I don't know if we will have to be concerned about it, because today everything became so global that we have to revive the whole body, the whole general soul over the world. And we see, well, let's say we had 100 here in the last mega congress. So in Sweden there were also 100 people, also in Norway and other places. So today we have plenty groups like that all over the world. And I think that we have to be concerned and to simply expand. Our advancement depends on that. We cannot advance, and I felt it long ago, it can advance only according to the advancement of my students. I can do so many things, I can invest in my inner work, it won't bear fruits. Only if there is a wide advancement, broad advancement, then I immediately feel that, yeah, that is adding to me. This is the call of the time. This is our time, the time of the collective that has to join us, please. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Aaron, and I'm asking a question on behalf of a friend of mine who couldn't make it. Since in our spiritual correction, if we'll reach it, then we reach the third temple, then why do we need the corporeal temple if we need it?
I don't know if we need it, and I don't know if it will be built. So if you ask me, I don't know, because it is said that at the moment we reach the true correction, then our world will already rise to spirituality, and we stop feeling it. What we now feel in us, what we discover inside ourselves, well, our senses, they rise to a higher degree, and then we don't feel the matter anymore. We rise along with it to Ein Sof infinity. Therefore, will it be built according to the words we're reading about, that the temple that is? I can't say. There is no proof that it will happen. On the other hand, perhaps the spiritual correction should exist in spirituality and also reach its corporal branch and exist there until the very last detail. And after everything will be built up and exist, then this world will start rising to its spiritual degree. So it can be either way, and I can't say. I hope that we'll see it soon.
And how do we have to refer to the fact that the church in São Paulo in Brazil wants to build a third temple?
Well, let them play their games, okay?
Good evening. My name is Amnon. I first want to bless and thank the Rav who came here.
Thank you.
I want to say that the Beersheba group is a very bonded group, warm, loving, and I can say that individually, that I can say that in my house you star on all my televisions at home, 3 different religions, 24 hours a day. Now my question is regarding dissemination. We're a city of almost 250,000 people, and in my opinion there aren't enough of us in the wisdom of Kabbalah. And the Rav said that it's prohibited to disseminate aggressively. And in my opinion, we need to pressurize a little more to explain, even at the workplaces, even between friends, to pass on this topic that there is a wisdom that can help, that can actually save people spiritually. And I think we don't do that enough.
Well, this is a simple question. Is it pleasant for a person if you approach to him the way you are suggesting? If you will come to me and start pressuring me and nagging me day and night, and I'm working with you, so you keep grabbing me and start, well, I will only hate you and your wisdom. Take your Kabbalah and you will push people away. No. We have to find something, some way. Let's say you have an opportunity towards the upcoming holidays. This is a good time. The people are more ready to listen. We need to give them a brochure, a newspaper, which we'll publish, and then you have an opportunity to give them those things instead of talking and forcing him to.
No, I didn't think that I should stand on the streets and start shouting, but let's say at workplaces, in a subtle manner, in an easy manner.
There will always be people who will be against you, even one who will be in such public, who won't like it. He will ruin your whole show. He will ruin the show for you.
My question is, through imagination, can I transform from one reality to the next? And how can we reach this reality of love?
No, there is no imagination here. There is a correction of the senses. There is no imagination here. Yes.
Hello, Rav. My name is Kamel. Every morning you teach us regarding that the wisdom of Kabbalah hastens time. So the fact that we feel now that time is flying, is that a result?
Yes, this is a result of the study. Now, next question.
Hello, my name is Dalia, and I wanted to ask, people have been oppressed throughout history. Women have been oppressed throughout history. I want to know the root of that. And they're still being oppressed today, and what can we do to correct that?
I don't think that the correction of a woman is any different than the men's correction.
No, the question that's bothering me, why are women still oppressed all over the world in many different forms?
More than men, you mean?
Yes, much more.
Well, let me tell you, men have more things to enjoy. They're watching soccer, they enjoy. They're looking at women, they enjoy. A woman who's looking at men, she has nothing to enjoy from. And they don't enjoy soccer either. This is how it is. Our world is built in such a way that it is easier for men, but in the other world it is opposite.
Good evening. I'm from the Arad group.
Well done, well done.
I have a request from all the group. 2 weeks ago, the man from the municipality contacted us, and he said that if the Rav will come to Arad, they'll give us a hall for free, 700 people.
Can you fill up the place? If you can fill it up, I will come.
They said, yeah, they'll give it to us and they'll help publicizing as well.
Well, there's no problem. I go abroad, so what's the problem to go to Arad? Well, you have my... I promise you.
Throughout our activities in the center, a need came from women who used to engage in songs and music. So this need rose in order to make connection in the campus and in general, and we formed a women's choir to express our emotions and sensations in this song. So the question is, can the Rav give us advice to fulfill our desire, or also do you allow us to do so?
Oh dear, oh mine. Well, I'll tell you. First of all, we have to understand that there are many limitations here. Well, still, we are a part of certain education, culture, from what we're used to in the people of Israel. And you're all a part of it. To all these customs where women are not outstanding, they don't jump, sing and dance before everyone else. If it is women for women, then there is no problem. Do whatever you want. There is no problem here at all. If it is women for women, then by all means. There was never any restriction about that. That's obvious. But with men, there is a bit of a problem and few restrictions. But don't think that it is that bad. Always hear that a woman is forbidden to do this or that. I'm not saying that anything is forbidden. You should check it out for yourself. The wisdom of Kabbalah comes to us from nature. It's not that there's something artificial here, that some wise guy is sitting in Jerusalem and say, well, we need to and we don't need to. It comes to us from nature, from our nature. The sages, they simply investigate nature, and this is where we have the wisdom of Kabbalah from. It comes from our source, from our spiritual roots. Therefore, nothing is actually forbidden if it is done according to the nature, because the general law we come to, this is balanced with nature, and the Creator in Gematria is nature. Therefore, nothing is forbidden. But it is said, well, women are forbidden to participate in Yeshivat Chaverim, assembly of friends. Well, a woman by nature, she can't love another woman, but men, they can develop a connection towards another man. This is our nature. Therefore, there is no restriction on our behalf. All we want to do is to be a part of nature better and godliness. Therefore, when we learn about these rules, the more we keep them properly, the more we discover how we are a part of the light. So you can develop accordingly. Well, okay, let her ask. Yes.
Hello, Rav. My name is Maurice. I'm from Be'er Sheva.
Well, you are the leader of Be'er Sheva.
No, I'm just a friend in the group. On the 18th of the month, we're going to have a huge convention here. 900 people are going to be sitting down, and I expect about 400 people standing outside with screens. That's my hope and the group's hope. I wanted to know, Rav, what are our expectations? What should we expect from this convention?
I think, well, it doesn't matter how many people will be there. Well, it is important for us to fill up the space, but what matters is that everybody will know that there is such a thing and what it is meant to do. We have to use this convention in order to disseminate our material, brochures to write down people who want to study in our Kabbalah centers and to be a part of our courses, to have a newspaper or a free book or something. We have to use it. It's not a question of bringing 900 people into one place for a few hours. We have to do a great job before in spreading our materials. That's the main thing. And we do it again and again and again. And then all of a sudden you see that it works. After a few times, it actually works. For the first time, it won't. We have spread all over Israel about 12 million papers. It's a huge quantity, 12 million newspapers. And so many books in different occasions. Shimon went with a group of friends to India, Nepal, to disseminate free books to Israelis that are there on a vacation. We've been everywhere. And only then you will see the results. You know, it's like a baby. After 9 months, only then you see that something is born. It's the same thing here. Therefore, we have to invest a lot in such an event. Well, I think we have to hit it with a big advertisement before. So it doesn't matter if there will be 1,000 people or 2,000 people. So what matters is that the new people will be inside and the veteran people will be on the outside.
I want to continue the question, Rav. How can we use all the local unity evenings in order to connect and give that feeling of connection to the world clear? Not just the annual congresses, but to use these mega events to connect all the world clear.
Well, today we are connected to the whole world. The whole world is watching you now. All the groups all over the world, in all the continents, they are watching you now. And this is what we will do. Next time, well, they say that they can do it in Arad, so we'll do it. And then again in Jerusalem. Well, okay. And in Eilat. And this is what we're going to do and unite, of course. We really want to do it. So it is all in your hands. Yes, lady.
Welcome here. Regarding there is none else besides Him, when we experiences in our corporeal life, when we feel them as direction from above, we actually feel there's none else besides Him. How can we still do that scrutiny? Through which tools should we scrutinize what is wanted from us? Where are we directed to? How can we help this process, even if it's inconvenient or... Thank you.
This is a very personal, internal, intimate scrutinization inside man, and it is connected to the whole of life, family, kids, me, myself, with my frustrations, desires and thoughts from the past and the present. It's impossible to explain it. There isn't one formula for it. Rather, one should constantly hold himself in the situation of there's none else beside him that is good and benevolent. That should be your constant situation, always.
So if I work according to the rules, let's say, it means study, group, dissemination, and I do this scrutiny regarding towards the Creator, so then eventually I'm supposed to reach it. So basically, should I just go with the flow?
It's not up to you, it's up to all of us. Nobody comes alone to the revelation of the Creator. There is no such thing in our days. We have to be a group, like a group of 10 people, and only then through the unification between us can we discover Him. And it's not me personally. It can go through to Him only through the group, through the right unification, because only then can I say, I can examine myself that, I really relate to Him properly in bestowal.
Also, when it's related to scrutinizing my role in this process?
Doesn't matter what. Neither one of us is felt in the upper force, because neither one of us, well, we're all disconnected from Him. We have to unite. The Creator is revealed in the connection between us. It's like a net. So the points of connection inside this net, these are the kelim where you can feel the Creator, and it is not us ourselves, rather all the connections between us meet together. Therefore, there is none else beside Him, and the good and benevolent I have to scrutinize in those points and not in me. My whole work is outside of me, both for men and women. Yes.
Is thought a root or branch? Our thoughts that we think during the day, that
The thought is a result of the desire.
okay, but is it closer to the root or to the branch? Because it's in between.
It depends on the direction the desire is taking. The thought itself,
But it's a means to connect the desire and the action.
but that depends on the desire. There is no action. The desire itself is the deed. There are no deeds in spirituality.
So the thought is a result from the desire, that's certain. But when there's a root and branch, and the root activates the branch, so isn't the thought the connecting link between the...
Yes, please. Well, do you have a microphone or not?
I got a question from all the kids in Beersheba in our group.
He is a regular guest here.
How can we advance towards the state? You talk about men always, that men have to do it, go after morning lesson, but we're kids. So how does it regard kids?
Well, you know, but I'll tell you anyway. Well, first of all, now, about a month now, for the first time, we opened up our learning center for children. And hopefully, we'll make it work the right way soon enough. And after we learn how to do it, then of course we'll be happy to have such classes in other places. But first, we have to do if what we're doing is right or wrong, correct our mistakes. So we still have to learn how to do it properly. And in a few months, it will be clear to us, and then we will be able to pass it on to others. It will be for all ages, boys and girls. And here is an excellent place. You can have some activity for kids once a week. But the main thing we want to do is to have an internet channel for kids, or a TV channel. Well, we'll see. Internet, definitely. We already started doing it, to have a channel, internet channel, so that all the kids of different ages will always be able to find something interesting for themselves. All kinds of programs, about nature, and comedy, and games, but everything with our spirit. And then also study, a little bit of studies. So that we will come closer, and we'll have a study of nature, history and Kabbalah, nature and Kabbalah, about everything. And in such a way that it will be appealing and that it will connect kids. So
now we need to open up pages in order to bring kids to the congress we're doing in November in Tel Aviv, in the exhibition halls, a big congress. There are going to be 6,000 to 7,000 people. And next to those 6,000 to 7,000 people, the adults, we are taking another big hall of up to 2,000 places for the children, and that will run parallel. Meaning all our friends from across the whole country and across the whole world can bring with them their children, and our team would look constantly after those kids all during the whole Congress, and they will run a parallel event in the nearby building, and they will have their own Congress. And we need to organize also beforehand culture nights and everything. In short, this is a great work that you also have to turn to us and receive some program, what the kids need to prepare, what theater, games and so on. And from one congress to the next, from one meeting to the next, from week by week, this is how we advance. Yes, maybe you have something there? A question about the topic of Kabbalah homes around Israel. Is it more for these centers are more for gathering and watching morning lessons, or it's more for dissemination and families and so on? The way I understand the writing of Baal HaSulam and what I understood from Rabash and what I feel what is happening nowadays, these days, and I said it also in the beginning of our talk, that nowadays we are going back to become a spiritual nation. Baal HaSulam write about it in many places that we receive an opportunity, hence we return to the land of Israel to also raise to the degree of the spiritual land of Israel. This is our destiny, we have to do it for ourselves also, and mainly for the whole world. We are as a transition for the whole world to ascend to that degree, but first of all we have to do it. Therefore I think that what we are currently doing is building a frame for the whole nation, so that the wisdom of Kabbalah will be our bylaw by which we are living. Why shouldn't we? Because if godliness, the Creator, the upper force, nature, and the more we come close to it, we come close to the good abundance, then what else should we do if not that? Therefore, we should see our centers as houses for the public, sort of the house for the masses, a place for activity for women, men, children, a common activity, and to see it as our home. And to organize courses, you can invite whoever you want, maybe a psychologist of kids' education and family, or maybe one of our lecturers to come. Or maybe you guys do some special evenings between you, gatherings. But I don't think that to have it precisely specifically for morning studying at 3 a.m., not necessarily. They can see it from the TV, whoever can, and whoever can't can watch it on other times from home. Definitely not coercively or putting pressure like people have to come here and through group pressure and all that. No. Everything freely. Mainly it is desirable that everyone see during the day what we are studying in the morning. However, if not, then at least part of it. And in the evening you can come here. So if there's an assembly of friends like today, you come here. Great. Then Friday we have the portion of the week. Also followed with Yeshivat Chaverim. Good. And then on Tuesday have a lecture. Also, along with it, if you do some and cakes and a bit of lechaim and some drinks, that would be great. It's worthwhile. And the main thing is to do it with joy and not to have arguments. For everything to be with comfort. In comfort. Yes. Good evening, Aviv. I'm very excited. Once you said that everyone have to think how to make a hole in his heart, and thanks to that hole to connect with everyone. And to me it seems very important for that moment, because the connection is the mean for progress, to attain spirituality. And I simply wanted to ask, we are accustomed that prior to the lessons and everything, we do preparations, both women and men. And maybe also to think before the preparation or during the preparation, about that whole. Meaning, like, truly, for it to connect everyone, the whole of humanity, it doesn't matter. Yeah, right, good. Look, there are all kind of possibilities to express the inclination of one towards the other. Once I said this way, that affected you. I'm very glad it truly grabbed you. Another time I have to say it in a different manner, it will influence someone else. Also, thank you. Please. Hello, Rav. My name is Uri. I have a question. In many places, it has been written and said that our world doesn't even exist, practically. Consequently, it is perceived in us by our five senses. Therefore, who are all the people who are surrounding me, like family and friends? And who are they? Yeah, who are these other people who are surrounding me? They are parts of your soul, I've said. Parts of my soul? Yes. Can you elaborate on that? This is nothing to elaborate. Later on, you will see to what extent you harm them, and by that you harmed yourself. Yes. All in all, the whole world, all the still, vegetative, animate, and speaking that I'm feeling now, are all my vessels, are all my spiritual partzuf. And it seems as external, as we are studying in inner and external kelim. So in the correction, the external kelim join the inner kelim, and then this world seems external to me. I start feeling it within me. So all the people who are around me, are they not existing at the moment? Where they are existing at the moment, you see them. Yeah, touch him, touch your neighbor there, but try and treat him as you treat yourself. You have just spoken of the renewal, and in the Kabbalah, like houses around the country. So I have a viewer who asked about this phenomenon, that suddenly it is so natural to them to come to the houses of Kabbalah, just as it was common for him to go to a synagogue, say. That's great, but just not to have it as a... therefore, maybe someone can't come before the Sabbath. A man can come, maybe women have to prepare the house. Also, evacuate the house, you don't disturb your woman preparing it for the weekend. And then coming here. But not to come and do a meal here, and then at home you don't participate. So, just for the sake of taking part in the portion of the week, and later on assembly of friends. And by that, you're also connected to the whole world. And the women, maybe on Tuesday, is more suitable for them to come, or Sunday, to do it in a light, soft manner is better. Yes. I'm not kicked out yet. I was told 40 minutes. Hello, my name is Rafi. I'm here for the first time. What's the difference in the point? You have orange and purple, and I also wanted to ask, but well, there's no difference. Okay. From time to time, I'm watching your broadcast, and from what I understood, is that the first temple was built when the level of spirituality in the nation was very high. Yes, I've said. Seemingly happened also in the second temple. Well, a bit less, I've said. And always, after the peak, there was exile. Are we going to build, approaching towards a spiritual level of maybe building the third temple? Yes, I've said. Yes. according to the equation, afterwards there will be an exile? No, afterwards there won't be anything, because the complete redemption. And now we are in a state whereby the whole of humanity is in it. Then the two breakages occurred in order to prepare the vessels, souls that will be able to correct the whole world. Nowadays we are returning all the souls together, not only Israel, rather the whole world. Everyone returns to that same point in Ein Sof, infinity, from which we descended. Hence there is no such thing. The third temple means that we are reaching the degree of Mochin De'echida, the highest degree whereby there is nothing remain to fix afterwards, to correct. Hence there is no more corruption remain within it. Are there more questions, or that's it? Well, the last one. Now, a lot of L'chaim for the Beersheva group. There's Patrick from England saying, L'chaim Beersheva, it's truly a great privilege to study Kabbalah with you. L'chaim Patrick. I truly want to emphasize this element here. You do not realize how many people across the whole world are with you when you're doing such gatherings, and you really need to feel that importance that is in the connection we have with thousands of people. Maybe you felt it in that last mega congress, and also for us to have in 2 weeks' time also that big event in the nice hall. So also everyone would be around you. So let's try and change. Thank you very much. Morris, do you have anything to add? Morris, anything to add? Please go ahead. Yes, I want to thank for this privilege that you finally made it to Beersheva. Not finally, you haven't invited me before. I have never refused. I'm saying to all the friends who come here and ask me, can we come? I said, you don't have to ask me, it's your home. More so, you who pass us the wisdom, you need no invitation. This house open for everyone, especially for you. So if we have not invited, I'm sorry, but you're always invited. Thank you very much. Thank you. Friends, 2 minutes, please don't spread out. I'd like to make an announcement to all the friends who participated. Thank you and have a wonderful evening, day.